It is parallel frequencies with just Blane, Coco, and all the freaks out there. What's up, freaks? What's up, Coco? How are you, Coco?
I'm doing all right. Super excited to talk today. We have some cool stuff to share.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about this this text conversation me and you had in different times, because that was the wildest thing ever today when I was talking
Time
to you.
traveling.
Yeah, but the texts were late or something. But I sent one yesterday, and you responded today, and it looked like it was yesterday and today. And long story short, I ended up at the library looking for you, and you were at the indoor pool or something. You weren't even
I know,
there.
and not the first time that's happened to us, by the way, where you're like, I'm at this networking group. Where are you? And I'm like, I'm not there.
Yeah, and then I had to secretly, quietly sneak away. There's always crazy stuff happening, just like last night. Let's talk about this because I don't know how this happened, but we ran into a guy, shady guy. And listen, I know some shady characters. I got a lot of people out there that I've run around with over the years. I mean, look at the people I hang out with. It's like people named Old Toddy Locks and Poker Face and people like that. I know some shady characters, but a shady guy invited me and you to a movie screening. And I really thought it was going to be, I thought we were going to have to get out of there, Coco. I thought.
I couldn't pass up the opportunity to see what this was about, given what we do here, right?
Yeah, but we definitely were on the alert for the beginning. I can't believe what we saw.
I know.
I didn't know this was.
Freaks are not going to believe it.
You won't believe it. We saw Forrest Gump 2, Run, Forrest, Run for president. And I'm telling you, people, the freaks out there, you're not going to believe it. But this whole thing is crazy. It's got Tom Hanks in it, and he ends up accidentally running for president. And he got a vice president who happens to be Bubba's cousin. Coco, did you know who that was playing?
Yeah, Danny Glover?
Donald
Glover. Okay, yeah. Danny. Got it. Yeah.
Glover, who is Childish Gambino, plays Bubba's cousin, doing a full Southern philosopher character. It was wild.
Yeah.
And the whole premise of this Forrest Gump 2 was it's set in the early 2000s. Forrest Gump accidentally becomes a write-in candidate for president after a viral misunderstanding involving a shrimp boat, a fax machine, and a motivational speech at Bass Pro Shop's grand opening. The next thing you know, he wins the damn presidency. I didn't even know they were developing this movie.
I know. They must have been so secret about it. I mean, I want to know if the freaks out there had any idea this was coming out, because the fact that we got a little sneak peek into that was like total happenstance, right? Like, I mean, this is crazy.
Was it not hilarious when he invented some stuff? What did he invent?
Yeah, I mean, just like true Forrest Gump fashion, where he's just falling backwards into all of these different situations, ends up accidentally inventing TikTok, calls it fast talking television, and crypto because he thought it was chocolate coins. I mean, it just, just like the original. I mean, it was just as good.
Couldn't believe what we saw. And the soundtrack was popping too. Piano covers of the early 2000 hits. We even had an unnecessary cameo by Eminem himself. And it was like a debate on TV, and it was almost like that 8 Mile scene. It was crazy.
Yeah.
That
he agreed to do this. That is just hilarious to me.
I got a leaked memo too. I found a leaked memo from the company. It's a leaked internal memo. And I did have some questions about this too, because Jenny, who's Jenny played by?
Robin Wright. Yeah.
Robin Wright. She died in Forrest Gump 1.
Right. Jenny died.
She's back in Forrest Gump 2 as a moral compass ghost for Forrest. And in the internal memo, it said that there were some internal concerns with legal. I could see this being a problem when this movie finally hits the public.
Yeah. People might be wishing that they had voted for Forrest Gump for president.
Yeah.
In real life. But, because, I'd vote for him for sure. But yeah, I was blown away that they got so many original actors from the first one to come back and do this. It was
me too.
insane to me.
Me too. Well, let's go ahead and get on to our Wistful Wednesday. I think we did Forrest Gump. I wonder if people are believing that right there. You think so?
If they did, they didn't look at the date today.
April 1st is today.
April Fools.
And if you fell for that, then please just hang around with us because you're one of us. You're a freak. If you stayed through all of that and you believed it in any way, we love you.
I want to know. I want to know if anybody, just tell me, what were you thinking? Tell me in the comments. Yeah, I knew it was a joke from the beginning. Or like, you had me for a minute. I would love to know.
Wouldn't that be wild, though? That would be a wild sequel.
Yeah, I was actually digging it.
Today is
Eminem,
April.
sign me up.
Yeah, right. I threw that little twist in there. Today is April 1st, and there is a sequel that came out today, and it's the Mario Brothers. And that's not an April Fool's joke. I can't wait to see this at least 2, 3, 4 dozen times, because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got tickets to Mario Brothers, the Galaxy, is it?
Super Mario Brothers Galaxy. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm not up on it, but I got tickets for me and the kids because it's spring break, got to entertain the kids. So we're going to go see tomorrow.
What time?
4.
Down the street
4:10 showing. Yep. Down the street right here from our house.
What seat numbers are you guys in? No, I'm inviting myself.
I hate to say it, and no shame whatsoever. Nothing against Mario Brothers. It's all great. I've loved the movie so far. It's all fine. But there was a part of me that was like, maybe I'll just like sit the kids down, get them their snacks, and then like sneak out into the lobby and just get some work done. Because I'm not like dying to see it like they are. So no, I'll probably sit and watch the whole thing. I will. Don't tear me apart for that. But I'll go. I'll go sit down and see it.
You better. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You better go in there and see it. But today is Wistful Wednesday, and I'm excited about today because it is a show that, I don't know, we might have forgotten about at this point, but I don't think so because it laid the groundwork for a lot of stuff. But it's like a lot of shows. How many shows out there do you know that feel chaotic, surgical, but yet somehow still heartfelt? And that's what Tina Fey really did with 30 Rock. And honestly, this is going to be more of a love letter to Tina Fey for me than about 30 Rock, because let me just go into who she is. She didn't just star in this 30 Rock show. She architected it like a comedy war general. She had, the head writer energy, a Harvard brain, improv instincts from Second City, and all of that is a dangerous combo. Before 30 Rock, she was already rewriting the DNA of SNL, Saturday Night Live. First female head writer, by the way. And it wasn't just symbolic, it was a structural change. You ever notice how some people don't wait for permission? They just redesign the room. That's Tina Fey. That's what she did with SNL. And I love that she made an awkward, intelligent person the main character of 30 Rock. Liz Lemon.
A very realistic person.
Yeah, she's not trying to be cool. She's just trying to survive. She's probably the smartest one in the room, but you still see her going through all the awkwardness. And that's real life for most of us, if we're being honest. Is it not?
Absolutely. I mean, the character of Liz Lemon, so relatable. And watching it back on the rewatch, even to be like, I'm now more than ever relating to Liz Lemon, how Liz Lemon feels, walking around trying to figure out what it means to be a woman, to be a boss. And by the way, Tina Fey, we're doing this love letter to Tina Fey, okay? She is my personal hero. She has been for decades. And I've listened to her audiobook, Bossy Pants, probably 6 times or more all the way through. And I never get bored and I never get tired of listening to it. It's one of my favorite books and memoirs. She's just an incredible person. And she really ushered in that era of women on SNL. I feel like there was this boom. I mean, the women of SNL have always been great. Like, don't get me wrong. They're all great. But she talks about it in Bossy Pants where she's like, just dressing a man up as a woman and making him play a woman character was all it took for a very long time. And her time on SNL, like, leveled up the comedy in a way that made it so that the women were featured much more well represented. So you had, I mean, that was kind of when Amy Poehler came in, and you started seeing Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, Rachel Dratch. I mean, this was just like, it just boomed for women during that period. I felt like it was like, I remember the women from that cast even more than I remember the men, I think. But that's just me.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And they rolled with that energy really into 30 Rock. And all of the women you just named off are all superstars.
Funniest women ever. I mean, this was in the time Tina Fey was coming up. It was the time when you most often heard people say things like, women aren't funny.
Yeah.
It was so common to hear that. I'm happy to say I just don't hear that as much anymore. I think that broke us open in a way that it didn't just allow women to be funny. It allowed people to see women as funny. And I think women were funny far more before that. But I think there was something about her force of nature in that business that just broke it open.
I think so too.
Open the gates.
I think you're right. But there were people out there saying that kind of stuff like, oh, women comedians aren't funny. Well, the men aren't either. Not every comedian is funny, and they're not your flavor. That's kind of what it boils down to.
That's right.
But when you see a woman, maybe you don't laugh at the comedy, but when you see a woman on a Netflix special and she's got a sold out house, somebody thinks it's funny, you know? So
yeah,
I
or
love,
she's either ugly or she's funny, but she can't be both. You know, all the stereotypical things they said about women in comedy.
Yeah,
but yeah, she's not only a great comedian, she's an excellent boss. She's a great leader.
Yeah,
and she talks about in Bossy Pants, like kind of how she uses and implements the ideas of improv into the workplace. And honestly, I don't care if you're in the entertainment business or not. If you're in leadership, if you work anywhere, read that book and you will have some principles to rule by. It's excellent advice.
I love that.
She's really great at what she does.
There's Coco's book recommendation right there. Look at that. We're doing book recommendations. I like it.
There it is. Now you got it.
She rolled with this energy, though, into 30 Rock because on the surface, the show is behind-the-scenes comedy about a sketch show. So if that wasn't kind of parallels to her real life, previous life, I guess, at the point, because she had left SNL and everything else. But, yeah, underneath all of it it's really about power, insecurity, ego, and creative chaos in corporate America. You know, Liz Lemon is basically Tina Fey saying you can be brilliant and still be a mess. You can lead and still doubt yourself. That's okay. And you can win and still feel like you're losing, which we've talked about with other shows here on Parallel Frequencies. But that's why people connect. Not because it's polished, but because it's honest under the jokes. And we saw a lot of that represented in 30 Rock.
Absolutely. Yeah. The opposing characters of Liz Lemon, who is obviously very much the creative type, not materialistic, devoted to her work, quick-witted, funny, a little bit of a mess, not really sure what she's doing in her personal life, like all of that going on. And you have Jack Donaghy, Alec Baldwin. I mean, what a pair to put together. That is just comedy gold, in my opinion. And a lot of the characters in this show, the jokes, the situations that they're in, they're pretty extreme. You're not looking at something that's very realistic. It's, down to earth. It's really exaggerated. It's really, on surface level, it's just really goofy and kind of, not realistic at all. But underneath all that, there's some real themes, real things to banter back and forth with. And Jack and Liz, that's some of the best comedy gold you get in this whole series, which is like, he's a very conservative, very corporate, he's really concerned about, more concerned about the umbrella company, the top company, GE, that owns the station and the network and all the things. So it's got its like little claws into all the creative stuff. And that creates just so much conflict and banter and all the good stuff.
They did the meta thing and had NBC do a show about NBC, which was cool before it was cool, right? Like that was the thing. And you're right. Like the creative versus the corporate is overly exaggerated in this, but I have been in this world. And I will say that a lot of this is accurate. You get that. I was the creative. I was not the corporate. Look at me now. You can tell. I'm not Jack Donaghy with the suit and tie and the slicked back hair and having that look. But I've known people like him. Maybe not to that extreme, but they are there in the corporate world, and they do only see
looking
one
for
thing.
money making opportunities. Looking for They look at the bottom line.
They're looking at that bottom line, and they don't care where it comes from, and they just want to move it. Jack Donaghy, Alec Baldwin, a corporate shark with a silk tie and a Reagan poster in his soul. He played him like capitalism learned how to flirt. And that was incredible, though. And let's talk about the other characters, because the characters on 30 Rock were weapons. Tracy Jordan, chaos incarnate. But low key, he's the most honest dude in the room half the time, and that's a great quality to have in the entertainment world. Jenna Maroney.
Yeah.
Jenna Maroney.
Oh.
Insecurity wrapped up in spotlight glitter. Every performer has a little Jenna in them. Don't lie. I know you do. But
a little bit of a diva.
Yeah,
maybe even undeservingly so.
Here's the question for you, Coco, and the freaks. Who are you in the 30 Rock ecosystem? Are you Jack, Liz, or are you just watching it all burn down like Tracy did?
I don't think anybody has to question what part I would be. I'm Liz Lemon all the way. I'm the one who's like just trying to get it done, just trying to wrangle this team of writers and figure out how to get the golden egg out of some of them when they've got their own ideas of what's going on, trying to balance personal life and work life and, kind of making a mess of it all over the place. I related to every bit of that. And I also related to the scene that's now infamous where there's this very special sandwich that they wait all year for, and then they finally get, and someone eats hers, and she comes throwing stuff. This pretty kind, usually workable kind of personality. She comes in there with like all the rage, flipping over tables. Where's my sandwich? I was like, yep, I see myself in that.
Yeah?
Yep, there's a little bit of me there.
That was me.
For sure.
I think if we talk to anybody that I've worked with, they'd probably say I was the Liz Lemon, but probably a mix of Tracy too, because I didn't mind just watching the chaos happen a lot of times, or being in the middle of it. It was never
being
really
in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was never really caused by me, I don't think. But yeah, I think I would have been a mix of them two. Definitely not.
Fantastic characters here.
Yeah.
To think about.
Yeah.
I mean, all those writers and Lutz and. What's the guy that always wore the hat? Maybe that's,
Frank.
He was like playing the video games.
Frank.
And, chilling. Frank.
Judah Friedlander. Frank. I love that. And he made hats with different, whatever, quotes, logos, everything. And he made it cool. That was a cool part, a cool Easter egg kind of included into the show. And the room of writers, I mean, it's pretty ironic, if you want to call it that, of why the show works, because the writing still hits us today. The joke density in the show, it's almost disrespectful. It's like you blink and you miss 3 punchlines and a cultural
Absolutely.
reference. But
yeah, it was quick. It's quick and it's witty and it's almost thrown away, right? Like
it is.
The jokes aren't like la da 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 punchline, laugh track. It's like bam, bam, on to the next and go.
Absolutely. Why it works is because it trained us to be smarter and not lazier. They didn't hold our hands. It's really Tina Fey trusted the audience's intelligence. And that's rare, especially now. So thank you, Tina Fey, for trusting us. But it makes the show rewatchable as well, because you can watch it 100 times and those quick back-to-back-to-back jokes, you didn't get number 1 the first time, but you got number 2. You're going to get all of that. And it starts coming together.
Yeah. I just
think it's very well written. And let's just say it, because Tina Fey changed the culture. She made being a woman in power look complicated, not perfect, which is what it is. No superhero energy, no girl boss fantasy even. She just does it, right? Like, she's not like this. It's not, it's just reality. It's messy leadership. And I'm gonna tell you, in that world that she's in, it is very messy. When
Yeah.
things when the microphones and the broadcast starts at 5 a.m., 5 p.m., whatever, there's no waiting around. Like, you can't be like, oh, Blane can't make it until 5 minutes after. Let's hold the show. That's not how it works. So a lot of it is chaotic behind the scenes. It's always that. And she held it together. She was a perfect leader, if you ask me, in this.
I think so.
Yeah, but she really did pave the way for putting women in creative spaces.
Mm-hmm. Yep, showing that you could do it. But I also think the themes, like underlying themes of what was going on with these characters, and as surface level as it seemed, because it was pretty wacky. Like a lot of things were wacky, right? Just like, oh, that's not realistic, but it's meant for a laugh. Great. There is, if you look, a lot of themes going on underneath this. And one of the things that I took note of is, women working in television, it's not all that different than women working anywhere in the world, right? Because Liz struggles with her identity in a lot of ways of she's not that beautiful, gorgeous type. I actually think she is gorgeous, but
me too.
She doesn't show that, the comparison with Suri, the assistant that everybody's gawking in the room, and she's always wearing like a bikini to work or something. And Liz is like, she tries to dress nice one day in like season 1, she gets dressed up and she kind of walks in like, all right, look, I'm hot too. And everybody's like, ew, girl. And when I tell you I relate to Liz Lemon, I really, really do. Because it feels like, yeah, okay, so I wear glasses, I have brown hair instead of yellow hair. She always calls it yellow hair because she's like, why do we have to have brown hair? And they have blonde hair. But she's like, just a regular person. And in television, she's like, how do I make sure that I am listened to? How do I make sure that, if I'm not the beauty in the office, am I still going to be respected for who I am and what I offer? And should it be about looks at all anyway? And I mean, all of those push and pull dynamics going on with what it means to be a woman in society, in television, at the workplace, whatever it is. It's like, I want to dress professionally. I want to be taken seriously, but also it shouldn't be about that. And I don't want to play into that. I don't want to let people treat me a certain way just because of how I look. I love all of that dynamic going on of how she can either show up to be, if she's a little too bossy or a little too, firm in what she's saying. Is she going to be called a bitch? Yeah. Is she going to be respected? If Jack acts a certain way, he's respected because he's a man. And all those dynamics are played out in the series. I love seeing all that come into play.
Yeah. What's your final thought on 30 Rock?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Too much to sum up, but if I could just say, the guest stars on this show, holy crap, the list of stars. I was starting to list them out, like right now. Oh yeah, this person. I'm like, I can't even say all these names. There's so many. Jason Sudeikis, we talked about in Ted Lasso, plays one of Liz Lemon's love interests. James Marsden, Matt Damon, John Hamm. Oh, the funniest roles that they play. And my favorite thing when these guys get on, any of these guest stars, a lot of times it's playing with perspectives quite a bit. Like the time when Liz Lemon thought she was talking to Oprah Winfrey on the airplane. And the whole time she's like, can you just say, Liz Lemon? And she invites her to come on the show and then finds out that it was because she was drugged. She thought it was Oprah Winfrey and it was actually this 14-year-old girl.
Hilarious.
My favorite things that happen on the show are when perspectives are shifted a little bit. The reunion episode when Liz thinks that she was bullied heavily in school. She was the nerd and all of the popular girls were mean to her. And she goes to the reunion and they're like, you were the meanest girl in school. And she was like, all of a sudden the exact same scene that flashback that they had earlier is flipped and she's the one who's like extra mean to everybody. I loved all of that, being able to just shift perspectives and just be like, actually, it's not what you think it is. It's this. Or you perceive things a certain way. It's not actually how it was at all. And this show played with all those themes as well. So
great take. Great take.
Too many final thoughts. I know. I just
but
blasted it all out there.
You know what? We can always come back to 30 Rock because I think we could and should easily. But you're right. You know what though about all the cameos and the guest celebrities and all that? That just shows you how connected these people were. Because it got to be where Tina Fey just had to say, "Hey, so and so, hey Hannibal Buress, do you want to come on the show?" It was one of those kind of things, like. And that's the cool part too, because you see friends coming to her, lending a hand and helping grow this thing because they believed in her. And I think there was a lot of that, and it was that interconnected Hollywoodness, and it was I want to be a part of that. Tina Fey is writing it. Let's go. And
absolutely,
that talks to something bigger. Like, have you ever tried to build something, whether it was a show, a brand, a vision, a business? 30 Rock hits different if you have, because it's not just about the success. It's about managing chaos while chasing it. And that's what podcasting is. That's what content creation is. That's what life is.
That's what parenthood is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Real talk.
For sure.
For the freaks out there. When in your life have you been Liz Lemon? Are you right now? Should you be?
Yeah, and what does that look like for you? I would love to know that.
Can you be a Liz Lemon? Or are you somebody else? Let us know. But we're going to wrap this thing up. I'm just Blane. That's Coco. You're the freaks, and this is Parallel Frequency. We'll see you on the other side.
See you tomorrow.